what really happens if you jump into Jupiter. Forget everything you think you know about falling through space. We're about to dive into a place so alien, so brutally unforgiving that even the most advanced science fiction struggles to comprehend it. Jupiter isn't like Earth. It's not a solid planet you can stand on. Imagine a gas giant, a swirling soup of hydrogen and helium so vast it could swallow over 1,300 Earths. Your jump isn't into a planet, but into an abyss. As you get closer, the first thing you'd feel is the bone-chilling cold at the top of its atmosphere, about minus 145 degrees Celsius. But don't get too comfortable because that's just the welcome mat. Dive a little deeper, and the air, which isn't really air as we know it, but super cold hydrogen gas, gets thicker. The pressure begins to build, squeezing in on you from all sides. Think about the deepest part of Earth's ocean, the Mariana Trench. The pressure there is immense, enough to flatten a submarine. On Jupiter, that's just a warm-up act. Within minutes, the pressure would be hundreds of times greater than anything you've ever felt on Earth. So, what's your escape plan? A super strong spacesuit, perhaps? One designed to handle incredible pressure and extreme temperatures? Let's say, just for fun, you have a suit made of a mythical, indestructible material. Even with your ultimate suit, the problem isn't just the air around you, it's the sheer force of gravity. Jupiter's gravity is about 2.5 times stronger than Earth's. Every molecule of gas, every tiny particle is pulling you down with immense force, and the further you fall, the faster you go. Adding to the destructive power of the increasing pressure, your indestructible suit would deform, crack, and eventually be turned into dust. What about a Jupiter-sized hot air balloon? Could you float? The idea is simple. Heat up the gas inside the balloon, make it lighter than the gas outside, and you'll rise. But Jupiter's atmosphere is mostly hydrogen. To make your balloon float, you'd need a gas even lighter than hydrogen, or create a ton of heat. And even if you could get it to lift, Jupiter's violent winds would rip apart any balloon in an instant. Let's talk more about gravity. On Earth, if you weigh 100 pounds, you'd feel like you weigh about 250 pounds on Jupiter. But it's not just about weight, it's about the relentless downward pull. Imagine an elephant standing on you. Ouch! That's a tiny fraction of the force you'd feel. Jupiter's huge size creates this powerful gravitational field, making everything heavier and pulling objects inwards with astonishing speed. Now, let's go even deeper. As you fall further into Jupiter, the pressure and temperature become so extreme that hydrogen, normally a gas, turns into something amazing, a liquid metal. Think of it like a giant swirling ocean of liquid metal that can conduct electricity. This is where Jupiter's incredible magnetic field is created, a field so powerful, it's tens of thousands of times stronger than Earth's. The pressure required for this transformation is staggering, about 2 million times what you feel at sea level on Earth. Speaking of spectacular events, what happens when a comet or asteroid hits Jupiter? Imagine Jupiter is like a huge, invisible bully in space. It's so big that its gravity acts like a giant magnet, pulling everything toward it, even from far away. A comet, which is basically a dirty snowball of rock and ice, was traveling through space when it got too close to our bully, Jupiter. Jupiter's gravity grabbed the comet so hard that it broke into a bunch of little pieces, like a cookie crumbling into crumbs. These pieces, instead of just bouncing off, were now trapped and started falling toward Jupiter. They weren't hitting a solid ground like on Earth. They were hitting a super thick, super fast-moving soup of gas. As each piece of the comet fell faster and faster, Jupiter's thick atmosphere squeezed and rubbed against it. This made the comet pieces get hotter and hotter, like when you rub your hands together really fast. The pieces got so hot that they exploded, not just once, but over and over as they plunged deeper. It was like a giant fireworks show happening inside Jupiter's clouds. We could even see the big, dark spots they left behind, like bruises on Jupiter's face. This happened to the Schumacher-Levy 9 comet. It showed us that even though Jupiter is a gas giant, it's still an amazing cosmic shield, protecting us from huge space rocks by catching them first. We can't send a person, but we've sent our robotic helpers. NASA's Galileo probe, for example, plunged into Jupiter's atmosphere in 1995. It was built to handle incredible forces, but it could only last about an hour before being crushed and melted by the immense pressure and heat. More recently, the Juno spacecraft has been orbiting Jupiter since 2016, giving us amazing insights, but it stays far above the crushing depths. And what's at the very center? Scientists think Jupiter might have a solid core, perhaps twice the size of Earth, made of rock and ice, but even this solid core would be under so much pressure and heat, tens of thousands of degrees Celsius, that it would behave very differently from rock and ice on Earth. It's a place of incredible mystery. So to recap, if you jumped into Jupiter, you wouldn't land on anything. You wouldn't survive for more than a few minutes. First, the extreme cold and powerful winds would hit you, then the ever-increasing pressure would crush you, followed by unimaginable heat that would incinerate anything left. Your body would be swiftly pulverized, melted, and vaporized, eventually becoming one with the chaotic swirling hydrogen and helium of Jupiter's vast atmosphere. Jupiter isn't just a beautiful swirling marble in our night sky, it's a cosmic reminder of the sheer power and incredible forces that exist in our universe. It's a planet that reminds us of the profound differences between worlds and why sometimes observing from a safe distance is the only option. While the idea of jumping into Jupiter might sound like a thrilling sci-fi adventure, the reality is a stark reminder of the universe's incredible and often deadly wonders. It challenges our understanding of matter and the limits of survival. So the next time you look up at the night sky and spot that bright, distant giant, remember the incredible story of what truly happens if you dare to jump into Jupiter.